was a hard
guys?
watch. What's going
Austin
on, man?
Hubbard, thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, no problem. How you guys doing?
Doing
Good. I'm
Doing
loving the
good.
background. The
I'm
background
saying the
looks dope.
background
What is that?
is dope.
It's a tapestry. It's in yeah, it's a samurai.
I thought that was a
Oh, that's
green
clean.
screen for a second.
I thought it was like
what?
Loki for a second with like the two big old horns. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much of an MCU nerd. Yeah, that's really cool
Yeah,
though. I like it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So first off, I want to say congrats on your fight announcement. So I saw it today. You're fighting
Thank you.
Vince from Hell Pichel. Are you excited about the fight?
Yeah, I'm super excited. It'll be a step up and challenge for sure. You know what I mean? So definitely looking forward to it.
Would you say that's probably your biggest test to date, having like a big UFC veteran like that?
To a certain degree, I thought I think Davi Ramos is right there, as a tough test in the UFC. Yeah, he's definitely up there, you know what I mean? He's probably the first, if not the second, like definitely top two.
So actually Neil Magny, who just fought this weekend, he corners you often. How did you feel about his performance this weekend? And obviously we've all been lobbying for this Khamzat Chimaev Neil Magny fight, and it seems like it's actually gonna happen now. So take us through how did Neil perform, and what's it like? I mean, he's been in the UFC forever. What's it like having a guy like that in your corner for your fights?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome, especially having him in the training room as well as my corner. He just helps me in so many different ways, in and out of the gym. And he had a beautiful performance. I'm so happy for him and excited for him. He looks great. That was an amazing fight on both ends. Yeah, I'm super happy for him. I hope he gets that fight. I know he said he would fight him multiple times, and that dude, goes quiet. And then as soon as Neil took that loss against Chiesa, then he started chiming in again and acting like he was running from him and stuff, when in reality he's the one running from Neil. And when Neil was healthy and on a win streak, he wasn't saying anything about the call out, and then all of a sudden acts like he's running, and I don't know, that dude's a clown.
Do you think that so you're not a Khamzat fan, which I can kind of hype. I can get on that train a little bit because there's something's kind of a little bit sketchy there. Do you think the COVID thing was real, or do you think that he kind of just wasn't in shape, so he kind of was using that as a way to kind of get himself back into fight shape?
I'm not gonna say that his COVID thing was fake or whatever, but I know, I'm just saying, just from obviously Neil's one of my best friends, so obviously I have his back on this. So first and foremost, that's number one. And I know the facts that, Neil said he would fight him multiple times and was trying to line it up, and he was going silent, wouldn't say anything. But like I said, soon as Neil, took that loss against Chiesa, then he started chiming in again and talking all that smack. And so we'll see. He has been out for quite a while now, it seems like. He had a fast start, and maybe he just wanted a little break to kind of slow down. And we'll see. If I know Neil, I think, said July if he wanted to fight again, that he can come see him in July, but we'll see how it goes.
Sweet.
I got a question about Elevation Fight Team in general. So obviously you guys are kind of known for the whole cardio thing. You guys are cardio freaks. Is it a requirement to have good cardio to get into the gym, or do you join the gym and then get good cardio?
I think that's probably both, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be a certain level of athlete, when you come train with us. They don't just allow anyone to walk on the mat, you know what I mean? If you're too green, they send you to, training. It's not, we don't kick them away from our gym or anything like that. We just send them to the beginners classes and the build up classes to the pro class. So like I said, it's not like we're kicking them out and sending them somewhere else, but we'll definitely kind of set them in the pace they need to be in to build up to the pro team.
Yeah, Dada 5000 is not getting into elevation fight team. He gets a little too tired.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he
but
work on that cardio a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Elevation might help him. So we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary of your UFC debut. And this Vince Pichel fight is going to be your 7th in the UFC as well. I wonder, since you have fought that much in a short amount of time, have you been acclimated to the UFC octagon? Or at what point do you think you did get really comfortable, fighting in this level?
Honestly, that last fight I think was mentally my best fight as far as being in the UFC. Obviously, I've had some wins, I've had some losses. I'm 3-3. Each one of those is a learning experience, and then up until that last fight, I did a lot of things different for that camp. As far as my approach to training and fighting, and my mental attentiveness on fight night and everything, and even all camp long. And I really dove into that, and worked with a mental coach for the past 8 or 9 months, and that was the first time I ever worked with a mental coach or anything like that. And really just kind of dove into a bunch of different type of mental training type of books and things along those lines. And I feel like I have the skill and the physical ability and all that to perform and be in the UFC, and I've believed in that since day one. But now I have the mental maturity and the mental kind of know-how to really properly show up fight night. So like you said, through the wins and losses before this last fight, that last fight to Joe Selecki was kind of a turning point for me, where I was like, all right, I gotta address some of these holes. And I felt like one of the biggest holes for me was that mental kind of approach and mindset type of thing. And I've addressed it, and I feel good about it, and I'm gonna keep working on it, as well as all around skill games. So I feel pretty comfortable and good where I'm at right now, that's for sure. And it's taken me, going on to my 7th fight now to feel that and adjust to that.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I remember even Israel Adesanya talking about after he fought in New York, which I think was his 3rd or 4th fight, and he's big deal, on the pay-per-view and everything. And he said he went home and felt empty afterwards. So I know going out there and competing in the UFC, it takes a little while to adjust to that level as well. But
there's definitely an adjustment period coming into the UFC, especially someone like me who didn't have the type of experience that Adesanya had. It's definitely a mental and skill level adjustment, honestly, in all areas. Definitely a lot more pressure and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, on the commentary team has nothing but rave reviews about you, though. Like I was saying, we actually just interviewed Dakota Bush right before you hopped on, and we were talking to him. And when we watched that fight, we gave props to him. He took the fight on 6 days' notice, but you are labeled as a really tough opponent for anyone based on your boxing and everything else. So I mean, 3-3 in the UFC, obviously not what you want, but obviously it's been a tough road as far as your opponents are tough, and you are a well-known person in the UFC, especially for the boxing. And then you got the nickname Thud Hubbard, which everyone says you live up to it because you hit hard as hell. So I would say that even though 3-3 and maybe not exactly what you want, you're definitely a well-known name in the organization already, and you're only 29.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I got this fight super quick, and I was trying to fight in July. I was actually in Florida a week ago on a little vacation, and I got back from the beach and seen a missed call from my manager, and he's like, "Hey, I got you a fight." I was like, "Awesome!" I was wanting to fight as soon as I can, anyways. And he's like, "Yeah, it's kind of funny. I wasn't even calling to get you a fight. I was talking to him because Corey Sandhagen's also, we're in the same management, as well as same team." And he's like, I was talking to them about, the switch up on that fight, and Sean Shelby was specifically asking for you. So it definitely feels really good to me that they ask for me. You know what I mean? I don't have to be begging them for fights. And they know I'm willing to fight whoever, whenever. So to me that was pretty nice feeling that they're like asking for me and setting it up before I even have to like beg for a fight from them.
Yeah. I have a question as well, and I bet you've been asked this like a million times since the fight happened, but you were involved in one of like the most controversial, like crazy fights ever. Whenever you fought against Max, I don't really know how to pronounce his last name.
Roshpov.
Yeah. I was just wondering, like during that whole sequence, like during the fight and then after the fight, obviously you just secured a win, and yet like not too many people are really paying attention to your performance as well, because everyone's like, holy shit, this dude just like quit. Like what the hell happened? You know? So I just want to know, like, what was your state of mind like going into that fight, and then also like leaving it, like leaving Las Vegas and being like, okay, what just happened? You know?
You know, it was my first fight on a new contract, and then they brought in this new guy, Max, and he was a really talented, high level, you know, up and comer, and I was the underdog, and one thing I wanted to prove, I earned that new contract. You know what I mean? I wanted to go out there and put on a good performance, and the second thing was me being the underdog kind of really pissed me off, and I was like, I'm gonna show these fools and show them what's up. Like, put me as the underdog against this up and comer. He was, I think, what 6-0 at the time, maybe. I don't remember his record, to be honest, but I didn't think it was like too many fights yet. I'm like, and you have
like
me
5-0
as the underdog. Yeah,
it
wasn't like,
yeah.
So to me, it felt like a slap in the face, and I wanted to go out there and like prove them wrong, you know, type of thing. But honestly, I didn't even like leaving immediately after the fight. I didn't even realize he quit. Like refused to come out. I honestly, I thought maybe the ref stopped it. I wasn't entirely sure what was going on. It didn't even register me that he quit until I was doing like the interviews and stuff. And then they were like, "Oh, how do you feel about him quitting on the stool?" I was like, "Oh, what? He quit? That's what happened." Like, I just thought, I don't know. It was kind of crazy. It was different for sure.
Has that like thought ever ran through your head as a fighter? Like maybe the fight wasn't going your way, you're kind of getting your ass kicked. Like, do you ever consider that,
Hell
or is that
no.
just like not? Yeah, that's
That got him
insane that
cut.
it happened.
He got cut right after that. That was it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he would have been better off probably just falling down after a punch and like letting me TKO him or something. He probably would have got a second chance opposed to just quitting on the stool. But it is what it is.
Yeah. If Mike Jackson's getting a second chance, he definitely could have gotten a second chance. You know, Mike Jackson, the guy that fought CM Punk, 100%. Yeah.
I gotta ask, are you the most laid back guy in the UFC? Like I look at your Instagram, I listen to the way you speak, and it just seems like you just chilling like every day.
Colorado
vibe. Just the Colorado
vibe. I'm pretty laid back. I don't get mad about too much. Nothing too much bothers me. I feel like that's how everyone on our team is really. Curtis Blades,
yes, I
Justin
do get that vibe.
Corey,
yes,
like all of us, we're just super chill. We train hard, we have fun, you know, and we're just laid back, normal people.
Is Colorado the best state?
I think so. I love Colorado. I've been here for 5 years now. It's definitely the best decision of my life to move here.
Do you take advantage of the hiking and all that, all the outdoors activities?
Oh yeah, I used to hike quite a bit. I haven't been on a hike in a while, but me and Neil ride quads and dirt bikes out in the mountains. We take the dogs for hikes and all that good stuff a lot.
So Elevation Fight Team is not climbing mountains to get cardio.
Yeah. A lot of different ways to get it out here.
I saw that you got a PS5. I want to know how the hell you pulled that off, because everywhere around here they're still sold out. So how did that happen?
You know what? My wife now, actually, we got married after my fight in Vegas. She surprised me with it and got it. I'm not entirely sure how she got it. I think she had to pay the extra, you know, when people buy it and then sell it for the crazy amount after, and you get it that way. So I think she had to pay a little extra for it. But yeah, she got it for me and surprised me with it.
Got the resale value on the PS5. Oh god.
Did she say like, honey, I just got you a PS5, but I had to use your whole fight bonus, your whole fight purse to get it?
Yeah. She actually got it. Shit, when was it? Like a few weeks, probably like 5 weeks before the fight.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
well, she was just she knew you're gonna win and get the win bonus. So she was like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, and then I won't tell them. Listen, women are sneaky. I know. My women buy my wife buys stuff all the time.
My women.
Well,
Yeah, I know. I said my
give
women
me shit all the time. I'm gonna tell you what.
Hopefully your wife's not listening, man.
Xbox Series X's, whatever.
I can tell you this: I am not crazy enough to have more than one woman in my life because they will drive me nuts. You can only have one.
One's plenty.
Yeah.
So also you're a big dog guy. I see. I think is it one dog? I don't know. It's a pretty massive. What is that? Is that a Rottweiler? It looks like some sort of Rottweiler
he's a
mix.
Doberman.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually had to put him down like 2 months ago. Unfortunately.
I would be the asshole to bring that up, man.
I do have this guy right here though with me. I went and got him.
No.
I don't know if you can see him.
Yeah.
A pit?
Yeah, he's a rescue. He's a pit. He's a great boy. He was actually my wife and her daughter's dog, and I kind of brought him back with me from Colorado. They're currently in Illinois. They're making the move out here in July. So after Jack's passed, I was like, can I please take him? And he likes me quite a bit, and we like get along really well, and she let me take him. So thank you, Chelsea.
Nothing like a dog, man. Dogs are a man's best friend.
Dude, dogs are the best.
So since you're a big dog guy, I got to ask, my dog he's only a puppy, but he keeps breaking out of his crate. And then like when we're not home and destroying the house, how do I stop that from happening?
You know what worked really well for me when I was training Jackson? I mean, I feel like I was very lucky with Jax because a lot of times, like, you shown that dude something once and he listened and like didn't ever have an issue again. But a shock collar, those things work pretty well.
Yeah, I have one for my puppy, and like it's good. It's good for when but when I'm not home, all bets are off. That dude, he's half boxer, half lab, and he's just got so much energy. I feel like he just beats the shit out of the cage until it gets bent to the point where he can just sneak out. It's like the third time it's happened.
Take him for walks, like long walks.
But I mean, I'm a school teacher. I live like an hour away from my job.
Because you're not the alpha in your household, Zach. That's why he doesn't respect you, okay?
Got a man up, Zach. Lay down the law.
When your wife says something, he does something right.
No, he doesn't listen to my wife either. That's
man. Your daughter must be the head of the household. She runs everything.
Yes, you're not wrong. Yeah. Oh goodness. So anyway, what are you doing outside of training? What is your go-to thing to kind of just chill, relax, take a load off?
Outside training, honestly, I kind of just play a lot of video games and outdoor stuff. Like we get together, a lot of the guys from the team, and we'll play spike ball a lot. You know, hiking, going for motorcycle rides, dirt bike rides, all that good stuff.
I imagine Neil Magny must be unbelievable at spike ball with that reach. I mean, he must cover the entire thing.
You would think, but Neil is not one of the top players, to say the least. And I'm sorry, Neil, if you hear this, but he's not. He's more of a fighter than an athlete, I should say.
I feel like a lot of the fighters, we always ask them, have you played sports?
Coordination isn't always the best when it comes to spike ball, I should say.
Wow.
I'm trash at spike ball too, and I'm pretty good at all other sports. I guess spike ball is not for black people. I don't know.
I don't know, dude. My one buddy, Carrington Banks, he's really good at spike ball. Corey Sandhagen's really good. Justin Wetzel's really good. Gaethje's pretty good. I don't know. We play with a decent, group.
It's so fun. It's so fun to play. I was recently introduced to it. It's a fun game. Yeah. Well, what kind of video games do you play? That's what I'm interested in.
I play Curtis a lot in Madden. I play a lot of Call of Duty, Warzone. That's what I've been playing a lot lately.
I gotcha. Do you like the new Maddens, or do you hate it as much as I do? Because I can't stand
awful.
the new Maddens, man.
It's harder, that's for sure. It definitely there's more to it. You know what I mean?
Do you follow any other sports outside of like a fighting? Do you watch football, baseball, anything like that?
You know, I don't watch much sports anymore outside of fighting. If I do, it's normally just football.
What who do you root for?
You know, I'm not like a diehard of one specific team. I'm more of like fans of multiple teams. But you know, my wife's family is like diehard Vikings fans, so I feel like
I thought you were gonna say Bears fans. Oh, because she said I'm a Bears fan and she's in Illinois, so I was like, oh,
nobody wants to be a fan of that franchise.
No one's a fan.
No one wants to be a fan.
I don't know. They've been like diehard fans of the Vikings for like 20 plus years, so I feel like now I kind of have to be a Vikings fan when people ask me that. So I guess Vikings.
Oh man, that might be worse than being a Bears fan. By the way, I just want to point this out, Kieran. You have like a groupie in here.
I don't know what's going on.
She's asking you so many questions.
I don't know what's going on. Like, are those dreads real? Are you black or mixed? Afro Latino? Kieran is Dominican. It's like they had a conversation with themselves, and then at the end was just like, you know what? Dominican. I'm not determining his ethnicity.
I want to know who is she saying Austin looks like Austin, or he's
It's got to be.
I think that's Thompson. A guy.
I think it's me that I look like Stephen Thompson.
I don't look. I'm way too fat to be Stephen Thompson and short. Steve has dark hair.
No, I get the dark hair.
It's got to be Austin. Austin Stephen Thompson.
Have you ever heard that?
Austin
before?
Wonderboy Hubbard.
I actually think I have heard that before. Wonderboy, and what's the other one that someone said? Shit, I don't remember right now. I'm sure it'll pop in my head after the fact, but I have heard that before.
Did you? I saw. So we were supposed to actually interview like a couple of weeks ago, and then it was your mom's birthday, and then yesterday was Mother's Day. Did you do anything special? I don't know if they live near you or not, but like, did you do anything special for the occasion if they do not?
For Mother's Day?
Yeah. Because I'll be honest, I was that douchebag that kind of forgot.
No, they actually live in Illinois. That's where I'm originally from, is Illinois. So I just hung out all by myself on yesterday or Mother's Day. Yeah, this was yesterday.
Okay.
I'd say it's almost not fair to have a birthday just before Mother's Day if you're a mother. Like, that's cheating. It's when people have a birthday right before Christmas. You can't get two in a row. You can't.
My girlfriend's mother's birthday is like 3 weeks ago, and then Mother's Day was right then. So 2 orders of edible arrangements.
Yeah, I'll set you back.
I thought you were going to say 2 orders of edibles. I said, damn.
I'm not in Colorado.
He's not in Colorado,
Austin,
yeah.
Man. I'm not in Colorado. I'm in Texas. They police that shit. No, it's not. It's not happening down here.
That was hilarious. I thought you were going to say edibles. I was like, God damn, Kieran. That's a way to treat your mother-in-law.
Here you go.
So I got to ask, this weekend we have 2 really big fights on the card with Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler, and Tony Ferguson, Beneil Dariush. Once, we're done interviewing you, we're going to talk about these fights, but I want to get your take. What do you think about Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler? Who's going to be the new champion in that fight? We've been riding with Charles Oliveira. We've said that we feel Charles Oliveira is going to be the champ by the end of the year, as long as Khabib retired. And now we're one step closer. We're one step closer. We just need him to win here, and we predicted it.
Justin Gaethje is going to beat whoever wins, but I'm just saying. I know Austin's going to agree with that one.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I do.
There you go.
I mean, I think personally that Gaethje got snubbed. I think Gaethje should have been in here for the title shot against Oliveira.
I don't know why it doesn't make sense really to me. Like, he's the highest ranked, and he hasn't faced either of those two. Yeah, he's come off a loss to Khabib, but I mean, everyone loses.
Everybody loses to Khabib.
Yeah. But I think that's a very interesting matchup. I think Oliveira is very well rounded. He's really good on his feet. He has great, subs. But I haven't seen too much of Chandler. I feel like, to give like a great, judgment off of him. So just off of like the one performance he's put on, it was, he's powerful. He was coming forward the whole time, throwing. He has a great wrestling background. I think the pressure could be a little bit of a problem for Oliveira, but he's shown recently that he doesn't, necessarily break as much or as easy as he used to when dealing with that type of pressure. I think it's going to be a great fight. It's kind of hard for me to say. To me, it's kind of a toss-up. I think I could see them both winning. You know what I mean?
And
Do you?
Oh, go ahead, Steve.
No, I was gonna say, like, just having this all in the lightweight division. You're in the lightweight division as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you kind of keep that like top 10, top 15? Like, do you like follow up with all those big fights going on, or you do not really concern yourself with that? You just kind of focus on like the next fight up.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I watch every fight the UFC puts on pretty much, but when it's in my division, I definitely watch it a little more closely. I know who I'm fighting next, so as far as like a competitor mindset when I'm watching, I'm not in that mindset when I'm watching their fights because I know who I'm fighting next, and I just like to concentrate fully on that at the moment. You know what I mean? But definitely, taking a big interest in watching, every fight in my division, just as a fan, just as a competitor type.
Did you guys hear that in the background? Could you hear that?
I did.
It sounded like a truck or something.
Dude, we have a toilet in the studio here, and it bubbled so loud. It sounded like it was like freaking geyser. Like I thought something was going to explode in there. That's why I couldn't help but laugh because I was like, if they heard that, that is the funniest noise ever. And then, how do you feel about Tony Ferguson, Beneil Dariush? We are a Beneil Dariush podcast. We love Beneil Dariush. He's like the epitome of dad bod.
Yeah, he's he's been putting on great performances lately. You can't put that dude away. He's tough as hell, and he's coming to fight. They're both pretty wild, and like they're both madmen, you know what I mean? And just go out there and come forward and throw like any and everything and fight. So I think it's gonna be a really, really good fight. I do give the edge to Beneil. I think he's been putting on more solid performances of lately. And Tony's hasn't been as good. But sometimes when you're on that downhill slide, you have a lot more fire in you to come back up. So I think it's going to be a great fight, and I'm excited to watch it.
Are you a sports bettor? Do you bet on sports on MMA? Because I saw that you know that you were the underdog going in against Max.
Yeah.
So like, and that pissed you off. Are you a guy that pays attention to the odds and places bets at all?
No, not really. I don't know if I've ever bet on anything, like any sporting event in my life.
All right. Well, hey, we win money on you, so we appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah, Aaron was going off earlier. He said that he bet you when you were the dog in that fight. So
yeah,
cash cow, which is always, that's a good thing.
Good.
All right, Steve, anything else before we go, Steve or Kieran?
I had one two-sided question. So what's one loss you wish you could get back, and what's one win you wish you could relive?
I really wish I could get that Joe Selecki loss back.
I was thinking that.
That one hurt. I had a great camp. Everything was great. I felt like skill for skill, I do feel like I was, better than him. He was better that night, and that's definitely one fight I would like to have back one day. Another fight that I wish I could relive. I think when I won the LFA belt, that was really fulfilling for me. At that time it felt really good, but all the wins I've had in the UFC are always, nice.
We have a couple listener questions. How strong do you think Stefan Struve is? Apparently he claims he's super strong. I don't know anything about this, but apparently he claims Stefan Struve has said that he's insanely strong, which He's 6'7", 6'8". Like,
Yeah,
I would think that
he's
he's
a tall
7 foot.
bastard. That's
7
for
foot.
sure.
He's like 6'11".
He should be strong.
He's big. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's big. I mean, he's that big. I guess he may be strong, but I don't know. Some lists it's a disadvantage to be that long. You know what I mean?
I would hate to be that tall. That just
I would
screams
imagine
back
his
issues, knee
like
issues.
yeah. I would imagine his like trap bar squat is like really good, but like his bench probably isn't that good.
Yeah, he probably benches like 100 pounds because he's got to push the weight so much further than someone who's
Yeah.
short. That would be
Yeah.
miserable. And then the other question is Kamaru pound for pound #1 in the UFC right now?
I think so, definitely. I mean, he's had what 3 finishes in a row? Is that were they all finishes?
Colby,
Last 3?
Usman.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Colby, Burns.
He's
and then,
finished
Masvidal,
his last
yeah.
3
The last one, Masvidal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, what is that? His is it his 4th, 5th title defense?
No,
That's- I
only two.
No,
three?
no, it's
Three.
more than 2.
Because it was those
Maz-
three. Wasn't it?
Masvidal twice.
That was his 4th title.
Oh, it's twice. Yeah,
That was
you're
his
right.
fourth.
Yeah.
He defended against Colby first,
He beat Tyron.
Masvidal
So-
twice, and then
Yeah. So I mean, he's put up, great fights lately and great performances. I think, and he's been very dominant. So I think to say he's not #1 is not accurate.
Do you think,
I mean,
but
he's
with
been
Jon
better than
Jones,
him right
like,
now.
if Jon Jones, like, I feel like just the respect of his name and never really losing, he can't
Yeah.
not be it until he retires or loses. It was kind of what I was thinking.
I think
Yeah.
when you start getting
Well,
into that
I mean,
conversation. Oh, sorry. Okay.
he hasn't fought for how long? You know what I mean, Jon Jones. So I feel like as of right now, Usman's the man. You know what I mean? If Bones comes back and wins the heavyweight title, then I think he steals that. You know what I mean? So I think it just depends when he fights again, how that goes, type of thing.
Who's greater, Jon Jones or Khabib?
I think Jones. I'm a huge fan of Khabib, and he's been very dominant. But Jones, I mean, he's been doing it for a long time. His numbers are way higher than Khabib's numbers. So, and it's at a pretty tough weight class, and he was fighting a lot of legends in their prime. You know what I mean? And not saying Khabib isn't, but he only had what 3, 4 title defenses. Jones had what 11 or 9 or some crazy number. Like, yeah, I think Jones has more on his resume. I feel like, as far
I
as
agree.
UFC, like strictly UFC.
Yeah, I agree with that samurai picture in your background and Yuri Prochazka coming off of a crazy win, calling himself a samurai a couple of weeks ago. If you and him go to Eastern Asia, train for a year and a half, who comes out in a sword battle on top?
Shit, I'm gonna say me.
There you go.
'Cause I mean, I don't want to die to a sword, so.
I don't think anyone does.
True. I
Yeah.
feel like that'd be a shitty way to die. Like
I'd
a
rather eat-
sword
Yeah, that would hurt.
Painful. and long. That's a long death.
Yeah.
I'd rather eat 15 straight Ngannou punches than get stabbed. Yeah, that's not
Especially
Yeah.
by Yuri Prochazka, too. If he's the
Yeah.
one stabbing you, no
Yeah,
thanks.
no.
Last question. Do you think Francis really hits like a Ford Escort, or do you think that's an overblown thing? I mean, he hits hard. We obviously know, but like, how did they get that comparison?
I mean,
I have no idea how they get that comparison. I don't know. That's to like the literal sense he hits as hard as the Ford Escort. Like going how fast depends, I guess. Like 55, no way in hell. There's no way in hell.
yeah.
Like rolling downhill in neutral, I don't know, maybe,
Bro,
what I mean? It's a
imagine if
car.
his hand punched you and you literally flew across like out of the octagon. Like that's
Hey,
what it would do.
I'll give you guys perspective. My freshman year of high school, I used to ride my bike to school, and I got hit by a Chevy Tahoe going 30 miles an hour.
And you're fine.
It did knock me out though. So hey, I'll say Francis Ngannou probably hits as hard as one. It felt like
Yeah,
a really
maybe he
hard
does.
football hit. Maybe he does, man. You never know. It sent
Yeah.
me flying though, but all that
Yeah.
power on the chin probably puts me out.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. If he hit that hard, I agree with Steve. Wouldn't people die in car wrecks? How
Right.
are people not dying due to a Francis Ngannou punch? You know what I
feel
mean?
we
Like,
need,
It's coming, man.
clarification on how fast this Ford Escort's going.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna have
30 miles an hour.
Yeah, Dana said it was like 25 miles an hour or something. But the thing is, a car hits and the force spreads without the width of the car.
Yeah.
With Francis Ngannou, all the force is within the width of his hand. So of course there's gonna be more in that regard. But
true.
Just a little science for you guys.
Sorry, I actually have two more quick things that we've been asking because it's relevant. So sorry, and then we'll let you go.
Okay.
Diego Sanchez takes on Diego Sanchez. It's something that everyone's talking about. We got to know. We're talking to a UFC fighter. I want to know what's your take on Josh Fabia and Diego Sanchez.
That's just a weird situation. That Fabia dude is just a weird dude. I think Diego has always been, a little off, but now that he's like kind of latched onto this really off guy, it's pulling him even deeper down the rabbit hole. I don't know. I wish the best for him. I hope he's a legend of the sport. I hope he figures it out, but I don't know. I don't know about that dude.
I know.
Come on, Austin. You're telling me you don't train hanging upside down from a rail?
From a sex swing?
And let him kick you in the head?
Wait, your coach doesn't chase you around the octagon with a knife?
With a knife? Come on, man. Dude. You're not training hard enough, Austin. I'll be honest.
I guess I'm not doing something right.
And then I got to ask, Jake Paul is the other hot topic. Take on Jake Paul. How do you feel about Jake Paul? Are you anti-Jake Pauler? Are you all in on Jake Paul as far as making his money? Where do you stand there?
I'm not gonna hate on someone's success. If I was in that situation where I was able to make that type of money and fight people in a sport they don't even fight in, and I would do it. You know what I mean? Like, who wouldn't want to be rich? And then fight people who are way smaller than you and not even in the sport you're challenging them in. So I'm not gonna hate on him. Do I think he's like a real fighter, like a real deal, high level type of boxer? No, I don't. But yeah, I guess that's
because we've seen Kamaru's name thrown out there.
I think Kamaru will smash him.
And I want it to happen.
Smash. Yeah. I think
breaks off him, bro.
I mean, I'm a fan of Ben Askren, but let's be honest, his strong point was never his stand up or his hand.
Never, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
He got outstruck by Damian Maia, so
exactly.
And not on Damian Maia either. He's very good in his own right, but they're grapplers. You know what I mean? Like, they grapple a lot, so. Their hands and only hands as their only weapon in a competition is not his strong suit.
All right, man. Hey, guys, do you have any questions? We always like to ask this at the end, too. Do you have any questions for us before we let you go?
I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, I know. It's totally cool. You listen, everyone always says no, but I like to put the floor out there. One day will be interesting enough where people can have questions.
All right, I got a question for you. Where are you guys from?
All over. We've actually never met in person. We just created this over a bond over Twitter that actually just started this whole thing, which we got to say, it hasn't even been a year yet, and we've actually done much better than we thought. Had fighters on. We've had good reviews from the fighters, so it's been good. But I'm from the Poconos, Pennsylvania.
I'm from Boston.
Yeah. Okay. Zach slid in my DMs.
I did.
He tried to get me on this show.
I did.
Yeah. I'm from Dallas. Texas.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys fight or train or anything?
No.
I used to box and train a little bit, but no.
I took my first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class last week, so yes, I do train.
Nice.
Hey, there you go. I train.
I'm a dad.
I train hard.
I'm fat, and I played college baseball, and then after that was it. But I watch every card, and we break down every card, and I've been, I watch every UFC card, I should say. I don't watch every promotion. I can't get into Bellator. I like one in PFL though. I can get into that, but I don't like Bellator, man.
Bellator's last card was a banger though.
Yeah.
We'll get into it.
But hey, man, we really appreciate the time. Whenever you want to come back on, please feel free. We'd love to have you back on in the future. It's always fun, and we appreciate the time, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys.